Today's show, as always, sponsored by LivasaIslandApparel.com for gear that represents the South Pacific Island languages and cultures accurately and responsibly. Put on for the culture. Catch the wave at LivasaIslandApparel.com. Welcome, everyone, to a special episode of the Polynesian Podcast. As always, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel, www.livasailandapparel.com. You can definitely check out the website, load up your cart. Special discount code. Brother Forrest in the house. You got that code?
Yes, sir. When you're ready to go check out at Livasa, hit in the code section where it says type in code. Hit AIGA 20. AIGA T. I almost said T. 20. AIGA 20. Sorry. Man, I don't know what they put in these pistachios, but
AIGA 20 at www.livasailandapparel.com. Get that discount. Shout out to Brother Uriah, Brother Boat down there in Modesto, California. Always taking care of the fam, the community. There's a food drive at the Via Dolorosa Church every Saturday, from 9 to noon, where you can just go and pick up food if you need it. So definitely, if you're in Modesto, spread the word, head down there, meet the guys.
Uriah is definitely a better person than me because if I worked at a food drive, I'd probably be eating some of the food.
Yeah, I feel like people can definitely go there and not have to be hungry, and they'll hook it up.
Amen.
But they have the food spread out on the weekend, on Saturdays.
They do boxes.
Yeah, so you can go pick up. I feel like you can just pick up whatever you need. They'll let you have it, especially if it's it's helping the community, meeting the need there where it needs to be met. So shout out to them. Again, Livasa Island Apparel. Also on Instagram at le_vasa. Definitely tap in. DM Brother Uriah. You can even order directly, and he can custom make those prints for you. So if you see something you like, definitely hit him up. Talk to him about it. Put some money in those pockets. Small business, locals. You know what I'm saying? One of us.
Amen.
One of us.
If you can't get to the website right now, you'll be able to get to him in person at the 4 Days of Aloha. That'll be here in Vancouver in July. So, if you don't have the money right now, stack your pockets.
Yeah.
Come down to Vancouver at Esther Short Park this July to be the 4 Days of Aloha. Obviously, we're going to always rep Levasa, but there'll be a ton of other vendors there. Clothing-wise, food-wise, there'll be performers. I think they had Ekolu last year perform.
Nice,
one of the nights, they do have an adult session too if you're into the alcoholic beverages.
Oh, okay.
They do. The first year we went, it was right next to the kid blow-up park.
They had the beer garden fenced off right next to the
beer garden, and then the giant blow up stuff for the kids. So I think they've done away with that section and made the beer garden bigger. So
more vendor space.
More vendors, but 4 Days of Aloha, Esther Shore Park, July. Come check us out. Yep.
Definitely mark that down in your calendar. It's going to be really exciting to see Livasa back in the Pacific Northwest, where it was born, years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's definitely dope.
Right in the streets of downtown Portland, Chinatown.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Prost. We all have to go to Prost. It's gonna be great. There's gonna be tempered glass mugs, liters of beer. I don't even drink anymore, but I'm gonna do it when my friend comes to town.
Right. I'm gonna put Coke in my mug. Not that Coke. The drink.
The drink.
The drink, please.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. That's in July. Definitely follow the socials. You'll see us wrecking the town. But definitely save up. Hit Livasa at 4 Days of Aloha, and then all the other places, and then meet us downtown.
Yes, sir.
All right, where are we at? We're at the end of March. It's already a quarter of the way through the year. Are you kidding me? We are moving.
Man. And if your team is not in the NCAA bracket right now, Mine is. So sucks for you. UNC, baby. UNC.
UNC. UNC is still alive on the men's side.
Oh, so much alive. They beat a good Michigan State team. They were still predicted to beat Michigan State, but
Mm.
Michigan State, they came in as I want to say 8th seed. UNC is a 1 seed. They upset. Oh man, I don't want to go to my phone. I know they upset somebody. Michigan State did to get to play UNC
Mhm.
in the round of 32. Uh, they did. They came out firing, man. That game, I was a little worried within the first 5 minutes because they were hitting some shots, but then I think North Carolina's experience came through. They do
That's right.
have Armando Bacot, who seems like he's been there for like 15 years. He might be the only 15-year veteran in college basketball right now. They got a good transfers that came in. They got a really good freshman point guard. So tournament's been exciting. We've had some upsets. Um, who do we have? Duquesne won. Oakland was a big upset over Kentucky. Uh,
They're back. They're out though, right?
yeah, they're
So
out.
I just need to ask, what is the like confidence meter for you as a North Carolina fan that UNC is going to win the title this year after
Oh,
these first two games?
on 100, on 100,
Oh my gosh.
on 100. And I'm so, of course, that would be my answer if it was a biased answer. You ask about the Raiders, and I will say 100. I believe that. But
As
no,
an
you.
analyst.
But as an analyst, I like saying that. No, but as an analyst, North Carolina has what you want in they're a little bit old school in the way they're formed. They got two bigs in Armando Bacot, and then they have not Harrison Barnes, I'm sorry. Um, what is his name? Harrison Ingram. I'm sorry, Harrison Ingram, wherever you are getting ready to beat who you're
Tapping into
playing
the
on
Ball Legion
Thursday.
podcast as
Right,
your
right.
pregame ritual.
Harrison Ingram, he's about 6'9". He's got good size, but he can also hit from outside. So he's a little bit of a stretch four, but he can still body you down low. So they're in the form of a old school type offense. They run two bigs, a power forward and a center, and then they have their perimeter players. They actually run three guards. Think about North Carolina all the way to the days of like Michael Jordan and those guys. Um, they run a fast-paced offense. They're if you make it, they're running inbound running. If they make it, they're coming back and they want you to miss so they can get back running. Even on a make for the other opposite team, their first initial thing is to inbound the ball and take off. They want to beat you down the court on offense, and the offense is still the same. Even with Hubert Davis, who's taking over for Coach Williams now in his second season. But he's got the guys to do it. He's got Elliot Cadeau, the freshman, 5-star freshman, who reclassified to join the Tar Heels this season early. He runs the one, pure point guard. I won't lie, he's horrible at shooting threes right now, but that'll come. That'll come. But the way he runs his team is amazing. It's not like people always want to see fancy passes from your point guard. I get it. It's nice for the
I
highlights,
just
but
want you to run the offense.
and that's what he does. But what he does is he puts everybody into the places they're supposed to be. So when he
Nice.
has the ball in his hands, he's directing everybody. His first pass is always, the direction he's going for the next pass. So you make this pass, but he has the second pass already in mind. So yeah, they have him. They have a shooter who transferred also from Notre Dame, Cormac Ryan. He's a little slump in the beginning of the season, but uh, he's caught his second wind, and he's shooting at a pretty good clip from 3-point range. And then they have the star, who's not just a star on the team, not just a star in the ACC, but also a star nationally. He's up for the National Player of the Year, Mr. RJ Davis. He's a combo guard, I would say, because he's smaller. He's about 6'1", but he really plays there too. He's never met a shot that he doesn't like, but he also takes good shots. I'm saying that also he doesn't take too many bad shots, but anybody on the team who has the green light to shoot from wherever, it's RJ Davis. The way he goes, the team goes. So they're pretty stacked. And then they have good help off the bench. Jalen Washington, who's a sophomore, 6'10", 6'11" sophomore, plays down low. They got Seth Trimble, who's a guard. Man, he was the star of the game against Michigan State. He's about 6'4", hops out the building. There was a fast break pass all the way down. Michigan State had their white center down there. He's about 6'11". He turned on the break. He turned to try to put the ball in, and Seth Trimble met him at the rim and tossed his shit. And then the next play down, same thing happened. Seth Trimble, another block. So they got that defensive star off the bench. They just look like a more complete team right now. And when I say that also, they also do seem to fade sometimes. Sometimes it just looks like, they don't know what they're doing out there. So if teams can get them a little rattled, I mean, they have a chance. But other than that, North Carolina, they look like they know what they're doing out there. So
Nice.
yeah,
Sounds like you're happy as a Tar Heel fan with the
I
way this
mean,
roster is.
that was just my analyst persona. But if I'm talking as a UNC fan, bruh, there's no holes in the fence, dog. No break loose in the chain. You know what I mean?
No
There's
weak links.
no
Everybody's got
weak.
a rocket show.
Everybody, hey man, you can put the next five in, and they're a starting five in the NBA too. It's crazy.
Good luck in the rest of the tournament. I hope that they win the title. I don't think I picked them. I auto generated my
I'm
bracket
hurt. I'm hurt.
this year.
I'm hurt.
I
Fun fact.
didn't have USC to home or two, so it's like
A fun fact. Their average age is 22, I think 22.5 years as a whole team. They average they're older by average than the Oklahoma Thunder.
nice. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see it. Tar Heels.
Not that I look stuff up like that, but I mean,
I mean, you got the book on UNC, so that was good. Yeah. Hopefully they go deep and they win the title for you. I want that for you. That's gonna be. I don't know if I want to hear it. It's
oh,
gonna be like, oh.
you're gonna hear it.
Yeah, March Madness. What else we are? We're going to be talking about some of the Polynesian players still left in the brackets. We're going to talk about Shohei Otani's freaking gambling situation, or his interpreter's gambling situation.
Yeah.
And if we have time, try to figure out what happened to freaking Diddy. Did he do it? He ran away, is what he did. Let's March Madness though. What just happened? Oh man. Okay, South Carolina has been hammering these teams in the first two rounds. They're in the Sweet 16. Uh, is Taina Paopao a senior?
She's a
Junior?
senior, but I think she also has a COVID year. I think she has a redshirt year too. So, it looks like she hasn't been on the court the whole time that she's allowed to be on the court. So she transferred over. She has a year. She's decided not to enter her name into the draft, even though she was projected to go top 10 this past projection in the WNBA draft. She's gonna take another year and come back to South Carolina and play one more year for Coach Staley. Um, yeah, she just everything that everything that's happened for her at South Carolina, she's really enjoyed just from the environment with her teammates, playing for Coach Staley, who men or women's, I think she's probably the best coach in the NCAA right now, and that's saying a lot because she's in the same coaching circle as Gino Auriemma, who quite possibly at the end of his career will probably be the best NCAA coach to ever coach women. So yeah, so uh, she's coming back. She's coming back.
Yeah, so she played the team high 28 minutes, right? I feel like they had this was a blowout though.
Oh man,
88-41 versus the Lady Tar Heels. This
they
moves
they just dismantled. Like
Yeah,
it was hard to
early.
watch. It was like I seen a meme. Somebody. Oh no, sorry, it was a tweet, and somebody was saying like, "Yo, South Carolina, damn, calm down, keep calm down, give them a chance." I was like, "Well, that's tough." That's when I tuned into the game and saw the massacre. But hey, and North Carolina's not a bad team either. They got a couple of girls who were 5 stars coming out of high school. They still have one who's really good there, who also is the girlfriend of RJ Davis, Deja Kelly. She's really good. So it's not like they were playing like uh a team
Scrub
from like
team.
yeah, like a Division One AA team, but South Carolina's been undefeated twice going into the tournament, 2 years in a row.
They won this last game by 47. They won the game before by 52. They are outscoring their opponents by 99 points through the first two rounds. That's crazy. Yeah, Tahina Paopao, 28 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 6 dimes in that win that moved South Carolina into the round of 16 to face Indiana. So there's two regions all playing in Albany, and there's two quote unquote regions playing here in Portland for the round of 16, and then is it all the way down to the championship that they're going to be playing here at the Moda Center?
I think I don't
And
think it's
then
I think the semifinal.
so like the final four, and then like whoever goes to the
Yeah,
two teams that go to the championship, one's going to be from Portland, one's going to be out of like New
yeah.
York, and then they're going to meet somewhere for the title. Okay, yeah, South Carolina looking like some beasts, like they're
But they're good. They have a one
manhandling.
two. I mean, they have a freshman there too. Full Whitey. She's so good. Super good. They also have a 6'7", 6'8" center, by the last name of Cardoso, who's also really good. She goes head to head with Angel Reese from LSU anytime they play each other. The last time it almost ended up in a fight. So, she's intense. She's big though. She's a big body. It's hard to move her. 6'7". She's a bigger body too in the paint. So yeah, her and Tahina form a really good 1-2 punch because if she can't rebound, put the ball in, or if they dump it into her, she just dumps it right back out to Tahina's, who was shooting 48 from the field during regular season, from three. Nah, that's if you play basketball, that's amazing. So yeah,
Sorry, yeah, almost 50% from three.
yeah,
That's
that's I mean, those are like my numbers when I
and
play,
it's
but
not like she only shot like 10 and made
no,
five.
yeah, no.
Yeah,
She puts up, yeah, she shoots. She has the green light. Even the play when Cardoso shot the winning three against Tennessee. So the play that was ran, the inbound was supposed to go to Cardoso, and either she was gonna hand off to Paopao and screen and shoot, or she was gonna screen the shooter or the defender for Paopao and catch the ball, and she would have shot it. But what happened was is they shadowed her, and uh, Coach Staley just told Cardoso to catch and shoot because she knew no one was gonna pop out on her. So yeah, she demands that attention on the 3-point line. She's not just a shooter though. She, like you said, you read her stats. She puts out dimes. She runs the team. She's up and down the floor. She also defends pretty well. So yeah, JD Paopao is she's an all around player, and we'll be glad to see her back again in North Carolina, South Carolina next year.
166 3-point attempts, made almost 80 of them. Nice.
Man,
Shooter. Yeah. So shout out to Tina Paopao and the Gamecocks who are headed to the round of 16. Man, one of the teams I was really hoping to see here in Portland was the Utah Utes, of course, led
hmm.
by Alyssa Pili, senior forward out of Alaska, right?
Yep,
They fell to freaking
Gonzaga,
Gonzaga after
Gonzaga.
some racists. Not Gonzaga, just the area that they were
I don't
playing the
know.
tournament
I don't know.
in.
Just
uh,
joking, Mike.
Alyssa Pili, 35 points, 7 boards, 4 of 7 from three, in a 66-77 loss to Gonzaga. So the Utah Utes have been eliminated from the tournament. Yeah, but scoring more than half of the points on a team, I feel like definitely wasn't Pili's fault. Uh, can we blame the team, or did the Gonzaga defense do something that really shut Utah down, or did they let Pili like eat while shutting everybody else down? Is that like the way to stop a team, even though you let Kobe go off, but beat the Lakers by 5 or something? You know what I'm saying?
That could be. I mean, that's a tough strategy just because it's like, you know, again, yeah, it's tough.
I feel
What
like
if
it's
you
like letting a wide receiver catch a lot of passes, but
on the under?
still
Yeah.
still beating the
No, I
team.
I get the strategy.
Yeah.
But I think it's that they've been inconsistent as a team throughout the season. Like you've seen it a lot of games. She'll put up big numbers like that and they'll win. And then she'll come back another game, put up big numbers, and then the rest of the team is just like not helping all. They lose. Then there's games where she has like an average game, 12, 16 points, and everybody other scoring is spread around, and they win. So super inconsistent. I won't. I can't blame the team because I know as a player she wouldn't blame her teammates. So I wouldn't do anything. I would never say anything like that if she wasn't going to say anything. But no, yeah, it's her team's fault.
I I just like, especially when you put up more than half of the points, and
You
like
got,
not I think
yeah,
they had like 2 or 3 other people score like 10, 14 points. It just wasn't enough versus
it's tough. Yeah,
Gonzaga.
if she's scoring 32, someone else has to be scoring too. 'Cause you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
got to help somehow. Play defense because obviously you're not playing offense. So if you're not
true.
scoring, make sure the other team's not scoring. Easy as that. No, it's not. But also like you said, could there be something else? They did deal with a little bit of controversy while they were out there in that part of Washington. It was said
Yeah,
that they
some
were
racist people revving up the trucks and yelling the
right
N word at them while
and
they were
following
out on the
them
street.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, what a weirdo.
They literally had to switch hotels while they were out there in that part of Washington. So um it's crazy. Again, nothing against Gonzaga, but that was almost like a home game for Gonzaga. Gonzaga is
Mm.
college from Washington. I feel like it's not their it's not their problem, but I feel like maybe the officials from Gonzaga could have helped out with it. So, you know, yeah, she's out sad to see her because I also was hoping that she made it down to the Moda so we could go
Oh yeah.
check her out, see her play. So,
Oh, by the way, we're planning on going to watch some of the
yes,
games. I think
yes.
USC and UCLA both play different games on Monday. But then there's also the Friday games. Are they playing Saturday games here too? I don't know. It's gonna be
They should Friday's game would be cool because we get to see our own Portland's own Katie Peneueta, Vancouver actually. But
a
Katie Peneueta playing for NC State. She was a transfer from Sac State. Yeah, she's a shooter. She shoots lights out. She can also play the post, pass from the post. So it'd be nice to
uh,
see her.
yeah. That I mean, I also wanted to ask you before we moved off of Utah, what's next for Pili? What do you think? Like, I mean, obviously we wanted, go to the Final Four, go to the championship, win the
Right.
championship, kind of ride off high into the sunset, into the draft. But I feel like this was a early exit, even though they lost to a Gonzaga team that was ranked higher than them. I still feel like this was a bummer, right? This is
Totally,
a bit of
totally,
a letdown.
because
So what's next for her?
I I honestly think she should enter the draft. She came into the season because she killed last season, but people were still playing her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
weren't really speaking about her. And she comes into this season. Again, a lot of the media is still downplaying her, and uh, maybe about mid-season, people are starting to mention her, and then like maybe she should be mentioned in the
Hmm.
uh top 10 players, top 5 players
Yeah.
And so, her status started to move up. Her projection in the draft started to move up. People are paying attention. So I think while her name's hot, she should really enter the draft because if she comes back, Paige Beckers comes back. She's coming back from for UConn. Again, we just said that Paopao coming
Paopao
back
gonna
for
be
South
back.
Carolina. The freshmen who are playing next year, Full Wiley from South Carolina, Hidalgo from Notre Dame, and my personal favorite, who I think is going to end up being um, just the best player to come out of college for women's, Juju Watkins. She's coming back next year. They have freshmen coming in. It's going to be a lot, and I think Juju and Paige are probably going to take a lot of the spotlight next year. So
Mm.
yeah, I think Elisa should come back, and also her team. Like, I don't know what her team's gonna look like. So if she has to come back another season and carry the team, it's gonna be hard on her, hard on her body, So um yeah, right now, while her stock is hot, I think she should enter the draft. You I think she's gonna go. I think she'll go within the top seven picks.
This
So
year,
yeah,
if she declares,
yeah,
if she enters the WNBA
yeah,
draft, man, yeah, definitely a deeper tournament run would have kind of spotlighted her more
for
and
sure,
really shown
for
off
sure.
her and her brand to more eyes, more executives. People get more familiar with her. She's already killing it. I think the Utah basketball or the social media team at Utah really does a good job of putting out content of the players,
Yep.
which seems like behind the scenes stuff, but I feel like it's also you get mic'd up videos of Pili
Oh
singing
yeah,
during
yep.
practice and stuff,
During
bro.
practice, yeah.
Yeah, that mess viral
Giving
immediately.
out candy during practice, fun
Messing with her
stuff,
teammates, being like a good teammate, a good person,
right?
like just feels like that's selling her, right?
For
That's
sure.
like this is a real
Also,
look at what kind of teammate, what kind of player, what kind of person
yeah,
you're gonna get when you draft her. So,
they also did a really good job of highlighting her culture. Just she's half
yeah, hell yeah,
native and half Samoan, Polynesian. So they did a really good job of highlighting that, like how she's inspiring both communities, and they come out to the game, to see her, just to see her. They had
yeah,
people drive like 5 hours to come watch her game because little girls in the family wanted to go see her, because they want to see people who look just like them play on the court and
yeah.
excel like she does. So yeah,
That's
shout out
important.
to Utah's media team because they did a really good job of highlighting her,
Yeah.
not just on the court, but what you're getting off the court as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Not just on the court, but off the court, especially in those pre and post games when you see those little girls lining up to
Yeah.
and they're beaming and they're so happy, and
Yeah.
she takes the time to
Yep.
really say hi to everybody, take pictures with everybody, make everybody feel seen and welcomed and heard. She doesn't have to do that. She's supposed to
No,
be
not at
focusing
all.
on basketball. So I mean
Yeah.
that really I feel like that speaks to how much she actually wants to use
Her
whatever kind of
platform.
platform she has to really, yeah, motivate, inspire those that we need more of. So definitely that's dope. I feel like we can go ahead and make her the Polynesian of the week.
Oh, for sure.
Sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. Definitely use that INGA20 code the next time you build up your cart on the website, www.livasaislandapparel.com. Yeah, Polynesian. The name is Polynesian. Okay, right? If you're a baller from the islands of balling, you are a Polynesian. So you go out there. Anyone can be a Polynesian. You ain't even got to be an islander, bro. If you just a baller and you're about it, we definitely want to recognize those kinds of examples that we're looking towards for the next generation also is looking towards. So yeah, shout out
For
to Alyssa
sure.
Pili out of Utah, Alaska,
Yep.
um, for
Get
being the
us
Polynesian of the week.
get us your information so we can buy a shirt from Nevasa and send it to you.
Yeah, we need to. Oh man, we need to get like a special Polynesian uh,
Yep.
award shirt. Like, hey, I know you don't listen, but here is a shirt we made for you because we respect
Right.
and admire your
You don't know who
contributions.
we are, but
We talk about the stuff y'all are doing all the time. like every
all the
week.
time.
Yeah,
I promise.
but definitely, man. Unfortunately, the tournament isn't continuing for Utah, but definitely excited to see the next chapter for Alyssa.
Yeah, she's got a lot of stuff headed for her. So
Who else do we have in the tournament? Oh, coming to Portland, like you said, North
yep,
Carolina State, the Wolfpack, freshman Katie Peneueta,
the shooter.
who moved out from Vancouver all the way across country, is now gonna be back in town.
Yep.
I feel like Wes Moore is the coach of North Carolina State. Does that ring any bells? Have you heard that name before?
No, not for me.
It's like I mean, he's been there for 10 years, right? So I was like trying to see if he was a really good coach. The first byline I wrote when I googled him, when I googled North Carolina State women's basketball coach, it was like Wes Moore, and it was like Wes Moore is one of the greatest coaches in NCAA history, and I was like, what website is this coming from? And it was like NC State. I was like, oh,
Of course.
okay, this guy. And then I looked up the minutes for the first two rounds, and it's like the lineup, his starting lineup, um, is mostly juniors and seniors, and there are a couple freshmen getting run, but I think they only played 7 players last game in the round of two, and it was a lot closer. The first round, I think they won a game by double digits. So Katie got she got to get in
Some
real
burn.
late. I think
Yeah.
she got like a shot off. But this game, they only play 7 players. KP not one of them, but I feel like she stays ready and
No,
definitely
for sure.
is a shooter that can contribute. So I know when we go, hopefully we see her. Or if you go this weekend, I don't think I'm going this weekend, but yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
another dope example of yeah, some hoopers, some ballers. What is do you have any intel on North Carolina team? They feel like they have a shot of going deep.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. Uh, they were confident coming in. So what happened was last year they had a really good team. They had another teammate who transferred to Arizona, who's also up for the Player of the Year award, Caleb Love, who transferred to Arizona and became their leader. He found his way there. He was a great player at North Carolina, just you know, had some issues there with shooting, inconsistency. So he figured he'd transfer. There was some freshmen coming in. RJ Davis takes most of the shots, and there aren't too many shots on the team where you have both those guys who are volume shooters, volume scorers. So he chose to go Arizona, where a lot of the guys there were leaving. Um, he got there in a really good situation because he's exactly what they needed, and they continued on. They both teams have been. Oh yeah, we can go back.
Oh, sorry, it's
No, yeah.
my internet be tripping.
You're
Um,
good. NC State actually they've had some really big upsets in the year during the season, sorry. They beat a couple top teams who are ranked again before South Carolina became number one. I think Tennessee was one at one time, UConn, LSU. So NC State had some pretty big wins this season. They've also been ranked anywhere from 1 to 7. I don't know if they fell out of that either. But they're not a pushover team. I think they're built to make a deep run. It's also very tough in tournaments like this. In the tournament, sorry, it's also very tough in the tournament to make a deep run if you're only playing 7 players because you're literally playing like some days back to back. You play one. If you
mm,
win, you play the next day. So it's gonna be tough because again, their rotation, 7 players is tough to go through a tournament like that. And you're playing in the tournament of, I think both the men and women's March Madness tournaments are probably the best tournaments in all of sports. So exciting. So much to go through. Also, the women's, I think, is getting a little more attention than the men's this year because
yeah.
the games are so much more exciting right now for them. And I think a lot of the top players in women's is a little bit more recognizable than in the men's this season because they have Juju Watkins, Caitlin Clark breaking
Hmm,
records at
hmm.
Iowa, Paige Beckers, who had been hurt, coming back and having a great, I think she's the Big East Player of the Year. Even Iowa State. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I forgot her name. But they have their
Perks.
poster. Oh my gosh, she's so good. And we saw clips of her last season when she was in high school. They were just small clips we've seen here and there, but everybody was so amazed. Um, she's a big body girl. That's not a lie. And so
Mhm.
the way she moves though and how she plays, really good. And she broke out this season at the tournament, and that's what the tournament does for you. You have games like she has, and people start to pay attention a little bit more. The next season, even though she had a little shine in her high school year, now people are going to realize, oh, she went to Iowa State, because no, I don't know how many people knew she decided to go to Iowa State or committed there. And now that people know, I think she's going to have a bigger audience follow her now. And Iowa State is probably going to have a bigger audience, Iowa State women's basketball. But things like that, yeah, both the tournaments, that's crazy. You got stories like that. And the women's right now, they're hot.
I can't believe they didn't start using March Madness along with the women's tournament until 2021.
That's because they're stupid.
Like
They're stupid.
they didn't even allow them to put that on the court just because like they're women and their game wasn't as maddening, like it's not as
Right.
exciting or something.
I mean, even like
Now they're overtaking men's.
they are. Someone mentioned the other day, it was like, I wish people they would stop referring to the men's tournament as the tournament and the women's tournament as uh the other tournament.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah. It's coming along. It's taking some time, but it's coming
I
along.
feel like I used to think like, oh yeah, the men's tournament is the tournament, and then the women's tournament is the other tournament. But like I was when I was
No, for
growing up
sure.
and like freaking didn't really understand how like holding back that is, and not just allowing it to be equal. But
Yeah. It's just crazy because so many players have come from the women's college basketball game. I mean, Dawn Staley herself,
yeah,
uh, you know, um, Cheryl Miller, who was a coach at USC, you
Cheryl
know,
Miller,
she
damn.
coached USC for a little bit. So yeah, it's saddening. And Chelsea Gray, who her Blue Devils are still in on both the men's and women's side.
Oh dang.
So
Are they the
um,
only college with both teams still up?
I think so. I think so.
Damn it.
So yeah. So I mean, I'm sorry, Lance, your team didn't make the men's tournament.
Yeah. We
uh,
still got
I
Juju.
mean, yeah,
Juju.
that's what I'm saying.
Juju.
That's fine. Don't
It's
don't
always
forget.
nice to root for a Juju at USC.
Hey, don't
It's good
forget we
times.
have there's a little Filipino guard on the team. Her last name is Padilla. Bruh, she's
Padilla.
nice. She
Nice.
shoots lights out. So yeah, the women's game has grown so much. Well, but sometimes we still have a lot of idiots who like to hold it back by having things settled like that, like calling the men's tournament the tournament and
Mm,
the women's tournament the women's tournament. So it's
yeah.
like, it's like, yeah, but let's
Oh,
work through that, folks. Let's work
yeah,
through
we're
it.
learning. We're learning. March Madness
Yeah,
is
yeah.
upon us.
There's
The Final
still,
Four for the women's is going to be in Cleveland.
oh,
So
ouch. Ouch.
once each of the champions emerge from each of the regions, then they'll Final Four in Cleveland and then championship in Cleveland.
I mean, we
Uh,
still we still got Talana Lepola, who plays for Stanford,
nice,
St.
nice.
Katie, Paopao, South Carolina. We have Lele Tanwasa at Colorado, and then last year Paul at LSU. So
Let's go.
that's on the women's, and then we still have Kylan Boswell, who's at Arizona, and Damian Dunn at Houston. So there's still we had that's not even mentioning the people we had in the tournament or our brothers and sisters, Polynesian brothers and sisters that we had in the tournament. We mentioned Elisa Pili, who lost, um, Tolu Smith, who played for Mississippi State, the center for Mississippi State. Him and his team, they lost. We also had Rob Dillinger, who played for Kentucky.
Damn.
Uh, they lost as well. There's a couple guys too that during that
That's a
we've
lot of
seen,
Islanders.
a lot of women that we've seen play that just a ton of them. Some of them didn't make the tournament. We'll have to mention Man, if we took if we took the time to mention all these players, it's crazy. But it's great to see that representation
Yeah.
because of all the sports, there's not too many Polynesians that we see on the hardwood in the professional level. So it's great to see, man. Super great to see. And I know there's a lot of dudes in the professional level that we don't know that are Polynesian. Like I know a lot of people don't know that James Johnson is Samoan. Uh,
Karate master.
yeah, his family, even his mom, who's from the village of Leone, uh, if
Yee.
I am corrected, they're all black belts in kickboxing. So
Hey.
that was their first sport. So yeah, James Johnson. Of course, we have Pepe Silva, who played for Louisville, who also played for Detroit in the league. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Parker, uh, Jabari Parker, the Toko. That's
Oh,
cool to see.
nice.
Yeah, Jabari Parker, um, Adams, uh, from New Zealand, who's also part Tongan. He's Marian
Hey.
part Tongan. So yeah, good to see us being well represented. And there's just a bunch of people. We haven't even mentioned people like in high school. That would take forever. But
Yo, the ballers are out there and they're really rising, that cream of the crop rising to the top and showing out. And it's
yeah,
dope to see
yes,
more and more Islanders out there
we are very well
shining.
represented in March
Nice.
Madness.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Um, let's talk Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers' newly signed pitcher. I think it's 10 years, $700 million is the contract.
Woo.
They don't have to start paying that until 2033,
Well, hey,
which
you know what?
was that's nice.
He's already missing 4 million of that.
All right, so if you haven't heard, Shohei Ohtani from Japan has an interpreter, and his name I will get to you in a second.
See,
Uh,
folks, look, if you guys plan to play professional sports in the United States, and I mean, this may sound a little racist, but it's not, I promise. This is for your own good. Learn some English so you don't have people stealing your money and you don't know about
uh,
it.
I feel like he has to know some English, and he just uses the translator for like just official kind of stuff because he's out there in the field talking to Mike Trout,
Right,
laughing up
right,
with the
right.
guys. But I mean, the interpreter, Ipe Mizuhara, yeah, okay. So Ipe was his translator, his interpreter, and would basically shadow Shohei Ohtani around everywhere, right? And he would translate for him
Yeah,
and let him know what was going on. He would break down the game plan that the coaches wanted to talk to Shohei about and let him know what they were expecting. He was on the field with them he was in the dugout with him, in the training room, in the clubhouse, at home,
yeah, at the
apparently at
casino.
his banks. But Ipe reportedly had racked up a huge gambling debt, $4.5 million, betting with an illegal bookkeeper in California, where it is illegal to bet on sports. Um, Racked up a $4.5 million gambling debt uh, on international soccer, basketball, football, stuff like that. Ipe says he never bet on baseball. In a statement a couple days after this all broke and the Dodgers fired Ipe, Shohei came out and was talking to the media, put out a statement with a different interpreter, and basically said, I didn't know this was going on. I didn't know that the payments that I was helping him with were to an illegal bookkeeper. Um, and basically, he led me astray. He lied to me so that I would make these payments for his gambling debt. The thing is, the way this was set up is that on Tuesday, like earlier last week, the story started getting dug up after a federal investigation turned up Shohei Ohtani's name on a bunch of $500,000 wire transfers. Um, so it looks like to the feds that Shohei Ohtani is betting with an illegal bookkeeper, which would be against the rules, which would be a crime in California, which could get Shohei kicked out of baseball. So the story at first is that Ipe was unknowingly racking up this debt, and he asked Shohei, "Hey, please help me out. I won't do this again." And Shohei was like, "Bro, I got you." Dropped almost $5 million in 9 transfers to pay off his friend's debt. And that's the story that Ipe told ESPN reporter in like a half hour or in a 90-minute interview Tuesday night. Wednesday, when they're about to run the story, the whole thing gets shut down because Shohei's representatives and lawyers call and they're like, everything you heard yesterday is wrong and a lie. Shohei has been a victim of massive theft. So now the story's just going all over the place. People are lying. People are switching the story. No one knows what's to believe for like, and it's like that for like 5 days before Shohei comes out. The Dodgers were also across the world. They were on the other side of the world when all this was happening, opening in Korea, their first 2 games against the Padres. So it's been a really crazy week for the Dodgers, for Shohei Ohtani, for I feel like the whole baseball world, in that the biggest star in the world, which is what Shohei is, right? He's a unicorn. He's a super pitcher,
Yep.
super batter, two-way player. I feel like the first time in so many years. He can not only pitch and hit, but he does both at a super high level. So, elite player, just signed a mega contract, finally got out of the Angels. Life is good. Just got married all of a sudden. No one even knew he had a girlfriend. And then all of this drops, and Shohei has to basically go out there with a brand new interpreter who he doesn't really know or vibe with and tell the world that he got duped by somebody who he thought was one of his best friends. And apparently it was clear the hurt that he was feeling towards the end. But he was just like, I can't believe someone I trusted would do this to me. But Shohei is vehemently saying he does not gamble. He never gambled on sports and never bet on baseball, anything like that. He just got suckered by a friend. Everything that you've heard about, what's going on, what is like your immediate reaction? What goes off in your mind?
This is why you don't sign with the Dodgers.
Get the This was happening for years before. He just signed with us last.
See, don't ever sign with the Dodgers. Bad team assignment.
Apparently this bookie was also like telling other people, "Yo, Shohei rocks with me, man. Shohei bets with me. I'm legit," to try to get more business in. And I think that's what like caused the feds to find out about him and start auditing him, and they raided him, and then they found Shohei's name on those documents and transfers.
It's always that guy that causes
for real,
that lights the flame, causes a spark for someone to be like, you know what? Let's check that out real quick.
Exactly.
It's always that. So, yo, bro, Shohei, that's my dog. I do all his betting.
Exactly, right? And people are like, dang. Yeah, Asians gamble a lot. Shohei's probably like a huge gambler. I'm saying people are like automatically jumping to the first thing I heard was, oh damn, Shohei is a degenerate gambler. And he had Ipe make these bets for him. And now that take the fall now that he got caught or something like that.
I mean,
there's no evidence to support that other than speculation and connections that it makes in our minds. Okay,
but it's a plausible theory. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen anything like that happen before.
Right.
The dude who's probably if that's the case, he has to be getting paid a lot of money because one, he's gonna have to keep quiet, and two, who's gonna hire him now for anything? Because it's not just of course, like the theft is bad, but the lying. Who's gonna trust him?
That's the thing. He like used the fact that Shohei didn't understand half of the conversations to like convince. Oh, what did they say? Oh, they said we just got to send this money. Oh, okay, cool. Like to someone you trust, especially an interpreter, Damn, can you imagine if you were going to like a foreign country and needed someone to talk for you and they were just giving you the wrong information so they could steal money from you?
I can see it,
But
man.
was your friend and like coworker for the last whatever 10 years? That's crazy.
I don't know. Me and my friends are funny. We would do that on purpose, not steal the money, but
Yeah.
misinterpret everything. No, I think it's the case. So I think
Says he wants to take you to dinner. Just walk
right,
up to him and stare him in
right,
the face.
right. Just grab his nose and wiggle it. Um, I think it's a case. Can you imagine that? Um, I think if it's a case of like a lot of things in one. Like all
Mhm.
the stories that are being told have a little bit of truth to it, and that's the story. I think he was helping his friend. You know what I mean? Like that's his homie. And that's also probably why he's hurt. But now that
Right.
he's caught, his
He
people
thought it was just like a loan that his friend needed
for
help with,
sure, for sure.
not
I
gambling
I
debt.
think I think he knew it was a gambling debt, but his
Okay.
people and being from the Japanese culture were like Mike stated, dishonor to your family.
Dishonor. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
I
Write
think
this down.
maybe his people, like who are behind him, told him that, if the story comes out that it'll just look really weird, you're gonna lose face. So I think uh I think he allowed his interpreter, Ipe, Ixnay on the Ipe. Sorry, I wanted to say that the whole time you kept saying Ipe.
Stay on the e-bit span.
So yeah, I think he probably allowed him to do the interview, told him it's cool, but his people were like, "No, man, that's not cool. You
You know,
literally
actually, you're about to go to jail for
right, that's not cool.
wire fraud
You're
or
right.
something.
Like you have to say that he did it on his own. So yeah, just to save face. But like
Save face, yeah,
if they were really close, like they were, like I would do it, man. If like you or like Noah or
for
Junior were
sure,
like,
yeah.
gambling debt and it's $4 million. I just signed a $700 million contract,
Mhm.
you know, it'd
Plus
be really
endorsements you're
shitty. But
doing.
if you're that close, yeah, if you're that close, yeah,
There's got to be a better way to keep your name off of it, though. Like, especially if you're the famous $700 million man in the
no, for
group,
sure. Like
maybe don't have your
your
name.
account, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, exactly. Not only your name, but coming from your bank account. So, man, that's tough though. But when you're $4.5 million in debt and you only make $200,000, that's you're gonna be even if you spent all of your yearly salary paying back that 4.5 million, you're
yeah,
still doing
no,
that for 25 years.
yeah, no,
So, yo, he definitely. I mean, the bookkeeper let him run up a big ass bill because he was like saw Shohei's name on it, right? Otani is the one
for
paying the
sure.
checks. Started running his mouth, telling him Otani rocked with him and was betting with him. So that definitely went out there. According to Mike Trout and some of the Angels players, Shohei doesn't even watch sports, right? And and I don't know if this is just me as a Dodger.
Sure, he does
This
it.
is me as a Dodger fan, trying to, justify or clear the name of the guy that's going to be here for a while. Hope he does well. But Tim Kurchin also says he believes Shohei that Shohei never bet on it, and this was all something that he found out recently. Um,
Yeah, Mike
and
Trout's the
once,
last guy I'm gonna believe
why?
because he's Mike Trout. He's an angel.
Because he's an angel. Uh, yeah. Sorry. Tim Kurkjian said he believes what Shohei was saying, that Shohei just found out when Ipe addressed the Dodgers, the whole team, and said there's a story coming out, and it's my fault. It's my bad. I want to take full responsibility for it. But he basically told him he has a gambling addiction, and then everyone was like, "Okay, so we all do." like, it's like,
Nah,
well, who
man.
cares? And then another interpreter told him he was using Shohei's money to pay for his illegal gambling debt. And then everyone was like, "Oh, okay, got it." And then the
Nah.
next day, the Dodgers fired him. But that
This-
night is when Shohei says him and Ippei went back to the hotel and had like one-on-one conversation and really talked about what was happening. And that's when Ippei told him, "I've been using your money to try to pay off this huge gambling debt I racked up, and I don't know how else to do it." But they might still be friends. I mean, they've been friends for a long time, and like even though he's been betrayed or whatever, maybe this was just like saving face. And if even if he paid the debt thinking he was just paying a loan, it's still a crime, right? Because you're paying, illegal gambling debts, or
Right.
using a legal bookkeeper who's freaking scamming people or whatever. Uh, yeah, so he would. I thought, he was just trying to get his hands off of it because otherwise, this fool's getting arrested, deported. Like he can't work in America anymore because he's freaking out here sending $4 million in NBA debt, man. But yeah, I don't think we
Hey,
have.
look, number one lesson, pay your interpreter better.
He's like
Number
one of
two,
the highest paid interpreters in the country.
number two, I already see it. Shohei's a big dude. I know he was over there at the meeting with the Dodgers in the back, like, huh? Tell them it's you. Tell them it's you.
Yeah. Man, that sucks. He's lost. I mean, he's lost. I feel like a tool, like a communication
Oh
tool. One
yeah,
of his good friends, one of the
for sure.
people that makes
And
him feel
now he can't
kind
gamble.
of at home. And now he can't gamble anymore. One of the guys that makes him feel at home in a still strange new situation. So,
Definitely.
I
I
mean, they're
mean,
gonna have to find a new one.
yeah, you mean a bookie?
Yeah. They gotta start fresh. Someone who's not gonna go
Hey
around posting
man,
on Instagram.
don't let the star of your team that plays against my team ever get into a scandal like this. Best day of my life when I read that.
Yeah,
Oh man.
he's not even pitching this year. This was just DHing. He doesn't have the.
Oh, are the Dodgers not gonna let him pitch?
No, he's still recovering from like a injury, but
Is
he
it
can
when is it when he slipped
when
and pressed the button to send the to
I
send the
think
baby?
he hit like 00 and jumped up. Huzzah! Threw out his shoulder.
He said,
It's a 200-mile-an-hour
"Oh,
blackjack chip.
I lost another bet. Fuck." Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, we're definitely going to keep our eyes on this situation because ESPN recently, as today, has been asking for more information, like confirmation that they filed an investigation or like a crime thing, and
Hey, look, ESPN.
Otani's representatives are like, no comment. So
Bruh,
now it's just like Streisand effect. More and more people are paying
yeah,
attention.
ESPN really think they're like the FBI just because they have letters for their ESPN. FBI. If they don't calm the fuck down.
I mean, the FBI is already on one, so it's. I mean, we're
Hey
gonna
man,
see. We're gonna see how it goes.
good thing good thing the whole Deadspin company was disbanded.
Damn, Deadspin. That's a throwback. Hell yeah.
Did you see how they were bought out and then none of them were retained?
Yo, they were just bought out to end them.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
It's some rich dude that they probably fucked with the wrong way. It was like, you know what? Buy that company real quick.
Yeah, they're going down. I want it.
Oh man.
Uh,
But
yeah,
hey, shout out to Shohei Ohtani.
yeah.
Hopefully he gets past this. For you Dodger fans and the Dodger organization, I hope he doesn't get past this.
I feel like this also messes with like. I mean, we don't have time to get into this, but the betting and gambling and how hard it's hit all sports leagues and become so incorporated. We're getting
Hmm.
betting shows. We're getting like money line percentages and stuff
Hey
on
man,
the ESPN and stuff like that. Like it's
look,
super mainstream now. It's a huge part of things, but people
let me
can't
tell
think
you.
shit is rigged. People can't think it's rigged, or I don't know. There's too much money
Look,
involved.
if anything, Shohei Ohtani can look to as an example of how we cheat or treat people who bet and cheat on games. they just gave Calvin Ridley $95 million.
Calvin Ridley bet on he threw games, or he bet on games and got
He bet
suspended
on
for a
games.
year. Gotcha.
So look, hey, if that's your if that's what they do to people who do it in sports and play sports, look, you have nothing to
Got a
worry about,
$1 billion
Shohei.
contract coming
You're
at you
cool.
in
Right.
10 years. Damn. Yeah. Man, yeah. March Madness, freaking interpreters stealing millions. Things are really closing out here.
Look, Shohei he's cool compared to the problems that Sean Puffy P. Diddy Combs is going through right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Diddy ran away. 3 of his houses got hit. Um,
he left 2 of his sons there to get arrested
yeah,
as he
Diddy's going down, man. Some sex trafficking federal investigation.
and I'm pretty sure that's where he flew on the plane, was to go to another island and get all the sex out of him before he goes to jail.
Oh, he was trying not
Where
to get picked
where
up.
where he's gonna have all the sex put into him in jail.
Reportedly, his plane flew out of the country, um, and we don't know if he was on it. But Diddy is on the run. 50 Cent is enjoying this.
Hey, you know who told on him, right? R. Kelly.
What do you think?
R. Kelly said, "Hey man, if I'm going down, you're going
Yeah,
down."
snitch on all these weirdos. Go.
Oh
Hopefully, Diddy
man.
takes some weirdos with him. Yeah. What else was it? Yeah, some. Oh, he sold all his Revolt shares. Like he doesn't
Oh
own the
wow.
company anymore. Like somebody else bought it, or he moved it to somebody else. I don't know. A lot of weird stuff is happening, but we'll definitely have more information on that.
He's gonna be some 12-year-old in like Uganda that he adopted.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is just dumb. People know he's being weird, and now it's time to catch him. Yeah, no shout outs to Sean Combs
Nah.
for freaking abusing and trafficking. Weirdo.
Take that, take that, take that.
And we don't stop. Any shout outs this week?
Man, you know what? Shout out to actually shout out to Seth, man. Seth's going through a difficult time right now with his family. Uh, if you guys all know Seth, you know what's going on. I'm not gonna repeat what's going on, but shout out to him, man. Prayers and condolences with him and his family. That's tough, man, because if you listen to all the music Seth's put out, if you listen to Seth talk on the podcast, and if you're just a friend of Seth alone, you know, you know how much his grandmother means to him. So shout out to you, Seth, man. Whatever you need, let us know, man. That's tough. Anybody else who's going through a difficult time with family members being sick or, losing somebody along the way, shout out to you guys too. Condolences. Um, s- never, never ever get to hear anything like that. Uh, Super sucks. So yeah, man. Shout out to all those people, especially our guy Seth.
Yeah, man. Uh, yeah, I think this week for the Way Back Wednesday episode, we're gonna have a compilation cut up of like 18 of the best parts of the last 18 episodes that we've done.
Fire.
That's gonna be dope. But yeah, shout out love and light to brother Seth.
Yes, sir.
Shout out as always, Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel online,
Always.
and on Instagram, le_Vasa. Uh, Dope people, dope brand, good roots, good work, good heart. Definitely a good cause and a good company um, to spend your dollars on, so you can, pick some of the different clothing that they got. The
Yeah.
logo flips, the poster collection, the florals. Give your flowers. Yeah, definitely a lot and something for everybody. And when you're checking out online, make sure to use that IINGA20 code. That's only good until the end of March, so you only got a few more days on that. But yeah, tap in and
Yeah,
see
get
what you can
on
get.
it. Get on it.
Shout out to man, another one of the Probably Taking podcast guys. Oh hello, Marcus. We did a Pacifica movie starter kit review of Disney's Moana this week. Moana is like an hour and 40 minutes. Our our review was 3 hours. Yo, we went deep. We went in. Yeah, if you've got a long drive or some cleaning to do, throw that on and tell us what you think. But yeah, that one was a tough one, but fun to record. And shout out to Marcus for that that episode and for freaking everything that we're doing. Shout out to the Politicking
Hell
Network.
yeah. If you got time, go out. Marcus dropped a song not too long ago. So they're on any streaming music platform
Yeah.
that you're on, Spotify and Apple Music. Go type in "Oh Hello Marcus," listen to all the
Yep.
music. Cepha M, listen to all the music. Don't type my name in because I don't have that talent. But if you go on YouTube and type in Lance's name,
No. Oh, and we're out. Thank you very much. Episode 105. This has been great. March Madness deep dive, a little bit of Shohei Ohtani. No shout outs to Brother Love, who is on the run. But more information, more coming. Yeah, March Madness, we're going to be super excited to see these tournaments close out. And yeah, following exactly who is going to raise the championships here in just a few weeks. That's dope. But that is our episode. Shout out to Brother Forrest. Shout out to Levasa. Yeah, and thank you. Shout out to y'all for listening. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Shoot us a follow. You want to rate us 5, 6 stars? I don't know. How many stars? Get some extra? 10 stars. 10. But also, talk to us. We'll talk back. Comments on the TikTok, the Threads account, Instagram, Facebook, at Ballinesian. Or if you want to tell us off, you can do that by email, ballinesian@gmail.com. Let us know what we got wrong, what we need to fix. We'll even shout you out the next episode. Yeah, but that's it. Anything else before we go, bro?
No, just again, they've also 4 days of Aloha in July. So, and if you're here in Portland and you have a chance on Friday to go watch Katie Peneueta play with her NC State team in the tournament, please go do so. And shout out to her pops. Go say hi to her dad, JR.
Hey.
Cool dude. You know what I mean? Take some of his popcorn. I'm pretty sure he'll be eating some popcorn. So, yeah, man. A lot of great stuff going on right now. March Madness, Levasa, you, and you, and you, and you, and the rest of you listening. All great stuff happening for you guys. So.
That is our episode. Tap in. Thank you so much. Stay hydrated. Stay blessed. Stay balling. Love and light. Peace.